Just waiting a few minutes for people to load. Give me little eyes a rest. They look like little piggies sometimes. Who've I got with me? I've got one viewing. See, the way I've got my phone, it's so technical. I look at these people on YouTube and they've got their phone and they've got lighting, they've got filters and all sorts of things. I've got my phone held with an elastic band on a candlestick. Man, that is technology, isn't it? Now, I know that person there. Yes, that's Ashley. Bonjour, mon friend. Or should I say mon ami, actually. That's a little tiny weeny bit of French I remembered from 1974, 76. I like this wave thing. What does it look like your end? It just says wave next to your name, so I hit it. Oh, look, now I've got 5 people watching and only 1 listed. Does that mean I've got 4 admirers that are just having a squint to see what I look like? Hilarious. I tell you what, I've had a bit of a week. Do you know what? I've been thinking now, I've been off work since March the 24th is when I stopped work. And you'd kind of think, wouldn't you, that you could have, or that'd be Lynn, hello darling. You kind of think having time off since March the 24th, that you'd be like having fun. Hi Ashley. And just, well, I have fun because I'm a home bird, so I don't get stressed about staying at home. So you'd think you'd just be staying in, chilling out, doing stuff. Can I tell you something? I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped since the day, hi darling, and since the day I closed on March the 24th. Now, with the exception of I think it was 7 days when I binge watched Sons of Anarchy. And it took me 7 days because there's like 90 odd episodes. I thought I was going to get a DVD. Luckily, I've got a power plate in my beauty studio. So I just had to keep running upstairs, jumping on the power plate, vibrating all my blood around so I wasn't going to get a DVD. And go back down and watch another episode. So in all that time, since March 24th, I've had 7 days off. And so I said to myself, when I've done this reading today, I am going to sit down. Then I discovered, I mean, most people wouldn't say this, but you know me, I don't care. I got a mouse. I've got a bloody mouse. A mouse. I mean, the woods are behind the house, so it's not, you know, not out the way. Everybody has a mouse sometimes, but really it's just so inconvenient, isn't it, to just get a mouse and you go in the kitchen and go, oh God, look, there's a mouse, and you just got to start bleaching everything all over again. I'm the bleach queen as it is, but now I'm on a mission because I've got to get Mr. Mouse out of the house. Right, now I did tell everybody I was going to start at 1:30. Mind you, it is only 33. It is only 13:33. Am I being very strict? I'm so naughty sometimes, I really am. Because I could kind of start, I mean, I am in the zone. And what I have to do is I'm on my phone here, so I can see here. And I've got my laptop to the left. I think I said this the last time. And what I want to do is I need to go to my personal profile because someone sent me a photograph to my personal messenger. And I'm going to do that first, so that I can then go on to Psychic Clairvoyant Messages and do all those there. Now, just hold on a minute while we load. And I always say this as well. Computer works fine when nobody's waiting. When somebody's waiting, it's that bloody mouse, isn't it? It's like a mouse and elastic on the back going round super slow. So here we go. There we are. Now, I'll tell you what I am pretty excited about today, and I hope it does come off, to be fair with you, is that I've had a couple of people message me from across the pond. One lady said to me, I'm on the other side of the world. I mean, God, I love it when this happens. It just makes me feel so good that I have these people entrusting me with their passed over loved ones. So I'm hoping that they all come on. Obviously, as people come on, I can see their names scrolling up. And what I learned last week, hello darling, what I learned last week is that there is a massive time delay between me saying to you, do you understand, and you typing yes or something, and me getting to see that. Because when I watched the thing back last week, I had a look at it just to see how crazy I look really, or to see how much I swear. Hello Joe, Grace. Because I do swear, you all know I swear. I do try to curb it, but you get to 60 and you don't care, seriously. So when I watched it back, it appears to be instantaneous. I say, can you understand? You type, yes, I can. And I'm sitting there going, oh, I wish there wasn't a gap. And there appears to be no gap when you're watching it as a replay. So I don't know if you have that when you're watching it live, whether, you know, you're typing and you see your answer come straight up, because I don't. So now, right, I'm going to go to Ashley because he sent me this photograph on my personal one. And the reason he sent it me on my personal one, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to ask questions, is because we are Facebook friends. Now, it was quite a great thing he said when he sent me the message. And it was, I hope you don't mind me saying this, Ashley, I'm sure you won't. Hi, Susan. Is that this lady has been tried to be read before, but unfortunately couldn't happen. And that happens sometimes. I had a woman come to me many years ago and she sat in front of me and I shut down. Bosh. Straight down, couldn't get a word out, and I had to say to her, I'm so sorry, I can't do it. I can't read for you. It's like there's a blockage somewhere, and I thought it was from her, to be fair with you, because it's the only time it's happened. Now, when he sent me this photograph, I looked at it and it's a lady. She's absolutely gorgeous. It's actually his great aunt. That information he gave me. I'm not doing that on a psychic level. And she's absolutely gorgeous. And I would like to call her Minnie Mouse, because that's how she comes over. Minnie Mouse, little, lovely lady. Now, she might have been taller when she was younger, but there's shrinkage to allow for. But this lady, and I was also told this as well, suffered with dementia. Now, while I've been getting ready to read today, one of the signs I get for dementia is I get incredibly dizzy myself. And it's head spinning. I don't know if any of you have ever smoked weed. Or you've had to have tablets from the doctors that's really strong painkillers. But they send you a bit whooshy in the head. And I've had that for the best part of half an hour while I've been waiting to start. So, Sammy, I am with you and you're great, auntie. Now, the first thing I want to say is I'm going way back with this lady, because she loved to get about. Now, when I say get about, I'm not necessarily saying she wants to travel the world. I'm saying, excuse me, I'm saying that this woman was wholly independent and loved to get about, maybe receive visitors. But I do feel her busy all the time. Do you understand that, Sammy? And I'll wait for you to respond and then I can move on. I want to mess with things as well. I want to almost make things. Sometimes I feel like she's making me braid, you know, fabric, hair, braiding. What are you saying, Sammy? See, this bloody delay, it's going to do my noodle. I bet he's gone off to make a cup of tea or something, thinking I wasn't going to read him first. And he's gone. I mean, I know he's still there. Yes. Hurrah! Right, now, I know that this is your great aunt, and I need to tell you that there seems to be quite a connection between you and her, though I'm not quite sure how old you were when she passed, but I do feel that you had quite a closeness with her, to the point that I almost feel like you used to do things for her. Now, I don't know. When I say do things, you know, it's because she's bringing me the feeling of gratefulness. Interject all the way. She used to knit. Oh, that'll do. No wonder my fingers are like that. She's bringing me the feeling of gratefulness. And when I get that, it's because the person is acknowledging that other people helped her and did things for her. Now, what I do want to say is, she's saying to me, I turned into a snapdragon. I turned into a snapdragon, and that's not like me at all. Do you understand that? Because she's making me feel quite agitated at the minute. Now, this is all part of her dementia, by the way. I also want to say with her dementia that this is a creeping thing. And she's going, looking back, we should have known. There was little signs we should have known, and we never quite got it until it was kind of too late. And let's face it, with dementia, there's not an awful lot that can be done. I just tell you what I'm a believer in. Still with your auntie, but I'm just going off auntie for a second to tell you my beliefs regarding dementia. We have been brought up. She used to look after me when I was younger. Okay, that's perfect. Did she have any children of her own, by the way? If you can tell me that. Because she feels like a nurturer. This is my take on dementia and such like. I could be well off the wall. This isn't any medical thing. This is Helena speaking. We have, since the 50s, 60s, been told that fat is bad for us, as in butter. They're now coming round to olive oil's good for us in moderation. I get gallons of it down there. So we've been told that all the fat is bad and sugar is good, and sugar wasn't too bad. They haven't really done much about sugar. 6, bloody hell. No wonder I felt a lot rounder. And what they've done is they've taken the fat out of everything and they've put loads of sugar in everything. Did you know Jackie Potato has 6 teaspoons of sugar when it's cooked? How about that? And we're always being told to eat Jackie Potatoes. They're good for us. So the brain, I believe, is something like 80% fat. Just fat. We need it. We need fat. Now, if we're not eating fat and our body is taking the fat from our body, we're burning the fat we have, then we're going to have no fat. And we're not putting any fat in. So if our brain is 80% fat, how are we going to get the fat to keep our brain tip top? So I love fat, actually. I love butter. I love cream. I love olive oil. And I love the ketogenic way of eating. Low carb, high fat. That's a whole other story, by the way, but you can look it up. And I'm a great believer that lack of fat has something to do with dementia. That's just my take on it. So now, listen, I want to go back to Auntie here. I look like a Jackie Potato. So let me go back to Auntie here. So she's very nurturing, and what I want to say is she makes me feel like a mother hen, and these are her movements when she's walking. She's little like chipping around the place and tidying things up all the time. I do want to say she's not in her later life, she's not the greatest one in the kitchen. It's like I had to cook for so long, I had to cook for so many, I can't be bothered with that. And the other thing I want to say is as well is that I seem to have got a problem with my lower back or hips, if you can just confirm that. Now, while you're telling me that, I need to say this lady makes me feel like she was either a great reader or she was one for getting children to read. What's that? So I'm going wrong. That's all I eat, Jackie potatoes. I know, but they're so delicious. And the thing is, you eat a Jackie potato, carb laden, sugar laden, then you put 9 pounds butter on it. Are you screwed? This lady is quite, I'm going to say educated, but the education is almost self-taught. And she's very much into books. She will use a book to gain information, is how she's making me feel. But she also makes me feel that she wanted to instill hips and legs. She wanted to instill into the children that she was looking after and caring for that reading is one of the most important things next to writing, because if you can read and write, you can accomplish anything. If you understand that, she's almost making me say that. If you can read and write, you can accomplish anything, because it's the perfect starting point, isn't it? Next to being able to speak. Now, talking about being able to speak. Who's that? Hi, Hel. Talking about being able to speak. This lady did love a little chin wag, but most of all, she loved to laugh before she was ill, because I don't think while she was ill, she had much to laugh about, to be fair with you. But she does make me feel she had an awful lot of people around her trying to look after her the best they could, if you understand that. If you can keep confirming this, Sammy, for me while I'm going along. Right, my speech. She's making me feel like I kind of lost it, but it was what came out of my mouth was more frustrating for her. She used a magnifier, fantastic. What came out of her mouth was more frustrating for her, because she was desperately trying. I'm messing with this. My phone's jerking all over the place. She was desperately trying to say one thing, but her brain was leading her somewhere else. Now, for an intelligent person, this would drive you nutty, literally, if you can understand that. Oh, did you play bingo? Excellent. I love that. Playing bingo. My mother was a big bingo player. What I do want to say is, did she have a partner? Because she's making me feel quite alone. Now, not alone, I'm alone and I feel terrible. I'm just on my own and having a great time, to be fair with you. But if she had a partner, did they go before her? Or were they I've said this before, very singular people, both in the same house, lived their own lives? She's labelling you out. Now, she's labelling you out as her special one. Do you understand that? I don't know if you're firstborn or something in the family, and that's why. But she's labelling you as her special one. So I don't know whether you got more sweets or something. Were you ill as a child? Is that why you're the special one, Sammy? Were you actually ill? Something wrong with you? Ill? Not like mumps or something. Yes, he was an Irishman and he died before my aunt. Okay, that's why she felt alone then. Perfect. So were you ill as a child? I tell you, the Irishman, I'll tell you what, people must have thought they were a proper mismatch, you know, because Auntie comes over as really quite ladylike. Perfect. Auntie comes over as really quite ladylike, and the way she looks and the way she is two different things. I think behind closed doors, Auntie was an absolute riot. Now, see, the Irishman, did he suddenly go? Did he just suddenly go? Because she's making me feel like he was here and then he was gone. When my mum passed away, he did me a reading. How fantastic. If I remembered everybody, my head would explode. So listen, I need to, for this lady, she's bringing me February for some reason. If you understand what February is, births, deaths, marriages, anniversary, something important that she wants to bring in. But most of all, do you know what? The way this... was there for me, Bryce. Oh. The way this lady makes me feel regarding you is, I'm quite sure I'm almost going to quote her verbatim here. There is nothing you cannot do. There is nothing you cannot accomplish. Whatever you want, go for it. Don't let anybody stop you doing anything. Don't listen to other people when they're trying to drag you down. And this is quite important. Now, I do believe that you adhere to all of those things. Do you know what I mean? I do believe that you are in the zone of I don't care what other people think 90% of the time. And this lady is with you, pushing you forward all the time. And that's really important for me to say that because it seems to me that right now there's a wee chink about you. There's a chink in your armour and I don't know what it is. But she's saying do not. I hope he died. Oh, I hope he died in February. Okay. This wee chink in your armour that you've got right now, she's saying do not allow that chink to get any wider. It's just a moment in time. It's just a tiny fragment of time in your life. So you need to carry on. Whatever you're doing here, in the good section. Okay, I'm going to say that. You need to enhance that because she's making me feel that if you get that grain of sand on the I'm a bit down moment, you will make that bigger and bigger and bigger. So she doesn't want you to go there. She wants you to be the happy boy. Be happy, be happy. You know, you're alive. Everything is fabulous. Be happy. I also want to say, just before I wind it up with this lady, she showed me the most magnificent vase of flowers. I don't know what this is relative to, whether it's just that she loved them, whether it's you that has them, or whether they were always in her house. So if you can let me know on that. But the most marvellous bunch of flowers, unless that's what you were buying her while she was ill, you know. Let me know on that. Now, she's making me feel like you're about to change direction. Do you understand that? Do you know what that means at all? I don't know what she means by changing direction because I don't know what direction you're going in. Mainly positive in your head. Maybe you're adding a little bow, you know, to your, what is it, ribbon to your bow, but adding something else on. So stick with that, is what I want to say. I'm so glad. Am I hypnotising a Joe? Okay, that will do for me. That will do for me then. So I'm going to wind it up with this lady now. I need to do this to you, Norris. And I feel like I want to kiss you all like round your face. I think she would cup you and do that to you. And she'd do it all the time. She's very touchy-feely with you, which is hilarious on one hand because she's almost like I had to catch him to do it. Like you'd fight it a little bit for some reason. But she's sending you all this love and all these kisses. And literally, you just got to keep going on the route that you're going because she's making me feel whatever it is, you're doing it right. So if you can confirm that for me, I'll be very thrilled. Now, I'm going to just have a tick of Ashley. You're very welcome, darling. If you want to share my page, don't let me stop you. I just need to get out of here and then I need to go to my Psychic Clairvoyant page. Just bear with me because I can see that Lynn is still online. And Lynn has sent me a photograph, so I want to deal with that one now. Just hold on. If anybody's got any suggestions, by the way, for getting rid of a mouse, don't let me stop you writing to me, because it is going to do my head. I'm a bit of a clean freak, as it is. One of my neighbours calls me Mrs. Bouquet, which is hilarious. But I am the bleach queen, and I bleach everything, everywhere, all the time. Before Super Danny, I bleach everything, everywhere, all the time. Before the 24th of March and lockdown and everything, I'm almost obsessed with it. And I'm just thinking that little mouse is just walking through my bleach clean counter, the little sod. So if we know how to get rid of it, let me know. I've got some traps. I'm not looking forward to that, I can tell you. Right then, Lynn. When you sent me this, I do want to say, I asked, so I know it's your dad, but I've got to tell you, the first thing he made me feel was, I've done enough. I've done enough. Now, I think I think he's referring to life, if you ask me. I don't know whether he means I've done enough in my life, or I've done enough and now I'm exiting stage left. Do you understand that? Because that's quite important. I also want to say, by the way, when he was younger, he was quite a confident man, and this went on. Being confident, but then he makes me feel that he's making me feel quite nervous, quite anxious. To be fair with you, it's not that my heart's banging out my chest, but I suddenly feel quite mithered and quite anxious. If somebody said to me, shall we go out? I'd be saying yes, but then half an hour before I was due to go out, I'd be like, oh God, I don't know if I want to. Oh, I don't know if I want to. And he's bringing that kind of feel to me. Do you understand that, Lynn? If you can give me a shout and let me know. Jane Winchurch, you need to send a photograph to me on my Psychic Clairvoyant page in the messenger box, and I'll get to you next week, darling, if you can. So he's bringing me this like in my chest. If you can tell me what that kind of means, if you understand it. Now, what I do want to say is, I know I can see from the photograph that he was in the forces, but that's not... I'm going to say it wasn't like the very best time towards the end is what he's making me feel. But what I do want to say is he's wanting to keep everything straight and lined up. Do you understand this, Lynn? Can you just type for me so you can let me know I'm actually with the right person, darling? Is there 4 of you, by the way, Lynn? Are you one of 4, or is there 4 more? Or is he one of 4? Or is it just 4? Is it the 4th? May the 4th be with you. The 4th day, the 4th month, 4th child, 4th for a birth, death anniversary. Lynn, 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 where are you? Do you think Lynn's like left the phone and gone for a cup of coffee? Lynn, Lynn, Lynn. Oh, I need you, Lynn. I need you to speak to me. Christ, I'm going to start speaking foreign tongues in a minute. What's going on here? Lordy, Lordy, Miss Claudie. Hi, Karen, darling. Right, listen, Lynn, I'm going to stay with the 4th. I'm going to go there. I'll just, so that if you watch this back later, you can decide what it was. The 4th is either January, February, March, April. April being an important month. Births, deaths, marriages, anniversaries. It's either your birthday, his birthday. It could be his death date on the 4th or the 4th month. But the 4th is quite important. I will say, Lynn, he's making me feel you've never been backwards as coming forwards. The irony of that is that you're not being forwards with me. But he makes me feel that you always stood your ground if you needed to. Not so much as a child, but as you got older, you've managed to stand your ground. It's almost like you'll fight somebody's corner for them, which is really quite nice, but pick your battles carefully is what I will say. Raza, darling. Raza, did you send me a photograph? Can you let me know? Because your name is familiar to me. Let me know if you have. Did I read for you last week? Or if you're going to send me a photograph. So, Lynn, I'm going to wind it up with you, darling, because I need your feedback in order to carry on going with this guy. Let me know about the 4th. And also, just while I'm here, can I just say, he's indicating to me your health. Now, I don't quite know what's wrong with it, or if you've got a permanent niggle, but if you can let me know about that later if you like. Health problem wise for you, and it feels like a real niggly problem, and it's a physical one, by the way. So I'm going to wind it up with Lynn. Raza, if you send me a photograph of your passed over loved one to this page on Messenger, next week I'll be able to get to you, darling, and do you a reading. Right, let me move on then. So I want to go to Danny. Let me just get rid of this photograph there and go on here for Danny Cave, who is with me, I'm sure. And there we go. Now, people, you need to understand that I know this girl, and I am fully aware that the photograph she has sent me is of her mom, her nan, I beg your pardon, but I do not know the relationship that she had with her nan, but we're going to find out now. So here's the thing. For this lady, your nan, you are the precious baby, the precious child somehow, and that she immediately wants me to take you dancing. Now, I don't know if this is something you did as a child, constantly dancing around the house, but she's making me feel so full of joy. And it must be that she was joyous to have you around. Danny, just send me a Yahoo or something so I know that you're with me. And if you can keep confirming while I'm talking to you, I'd be very glad. Now, there is a period of time here that this lady is giving me that she either kept you, literally, in her house, and she kept you literally in her house, or there was a period of time that you were given to her so that she could look after you. If you understand that, please let me know. And it was all going, a means to an end. It was a means to an end. But the whole thing was, this is the best way of doing that. Now, I do want to say, right, can you just tell me about the back of your head as a child? Because she's bringing me such a clonk on the back of your head, and I think you must have fallen or something and given everybody a heart attack. This is a prominent memory that she is bringing me. Do you understand that? Clonk on the back of the head. I don't think it's like... I don't think she's trying to give you a wake-up call and she wants me to bang you on the back of the head now. But it's such a clonk on the back of the head. You need to ask your mom and see what happens. Now, listen, she's showing me... almost showing me your adult life, if you like, if you flicked a book and the pages just went, and it's almost like you started out wanting this thing over here, a completely different set of ideas to what you're doing now, and it was within your grasp to have everything that you wanted or thought you wanted, and then woof, you changed course right off the scale of changing course. Now, do you suffer with depression, Danny? Because she's bringing me a black cloud and it's on your head. And she's sort of saying, you know what, it will all come good, because it seems to me you don't give in. You're a bit like a social worker with a child. You won't let go. If you want something, you are going to hang on to it, and you won't give in. I'm not saying this is always a good thing. It's exhausting. But I need to tell you, she makes me feel like you've changed course 2 or 3 times. Now She makes me feel you found contentment. And I'm not even sure if you're in a relationship or not, because that is irrelevant to this. This is self-contentment. And this is where she needs you to be. Content on your own. Because once you've got that, it's easier to move forward if you want to go into a relationship. I haven't found as in Korea. Okay, well, then if you're going to have to branch off and do something else to get it, but whatever it is she's bringing to me at the minute is bringing you great satisfaction. Do you understand that? From whatever it is you've changed from to, and I don't think she's talking about your personal life. Here's the thing with you. It's really amusing, and I'm quite sure you'll agree, is you just go off at a tangent. So you can just be sitting there doing one job and go, do you know what, I don't do this anymore, I'm going to do that, bosh, and off you go. Oh, cool. And is that going to be is that going to satisfy you? Being a trainee teacher, is that going to satisfy your career needs? Or is it going to satisfy your career needs for now? And and then you can move on again. But do you know what, Danny? When you've got your singular head on, perfect. When you've got your singular head on and you have no distractions, outside interference, you have the Midas touch. Midas turned everything to gold that he touched. Now, I'm not saying that financially you're going to be a millionaire. What I'm saying is satisfaction isn't money. I nearly said isn't always money. And I can tell you it's not money. Because who was that guy that was worth £1 billion, trillion, dillion pounds and he still died of cancer? Because money can't buy your health and money can't buy your happiness. Although I will say it's much better crying in a Mercedes than it is in a Mini. But you know what I'm saying. Mum always says, when I'm single, I focus on myself. Exactly. And your grandmother is right behind you, because your grandmother and your mother are very alike. Two peas in a pod and bookends all at the same time. So what I'm going to say to you is, I don't know whether you're single or not, but if you are single, stay that way for a while. Sort yourself. Because when you get in a relationship, it just serves as a distraction. It really, really does, because you then turn into the person that wants to make sure your partner is having a good time and they're okay and they don't bother returning that. I don't like that. So, you know, just be single, stay driven forward. I'm glad I make you laugh. Joe, I am a bit of a nutter, aren't I, when I'm doing this, but I can only be real. Stay single, stay focused. You've got 2 more things in you yet. I think you want to be, you're learning teacher now, then you want to be a drama teacher. Do you know, there would be nothing stopping you. Here I go, every week I throw out a bloody business idea for somebody. There would be absolutely nothing stopping you renting, I don't know, the community centre or something and doing a drama class every Saturday morning or Saturday. People would pay really good money for that, so they could get rid of their children on a Saturday as well as every day of the week. And you could fulfill your ambition to be a drama teacher. Just, start on a low scale, build it up. Why not? God, you could have 3 classes. You could have the babies in the morning, the middle ones in the afternoon, and the elder ones towards tea time. Get it sorted, because that could be the making of you there. Then you'd be able to rent out space for people that wanted to teach dance. See? Always there, always there. So listen, ask your mum, ask your mum about the bang on the back of your head, because that's quite important piece of information. Stay single and drive yourself forward. That is what your beautiful grandmother, and she's beautiful, isn't she? I think beauty runs in that family, to be fair. You're gorgeous, your mum's gorgeous, she's gorgeous. So do that, and I think that will be the making of you. Teresa, I will come back to you. Good. Now, darling, away with you, Danny, away with you. Share my page, my love. Let me see who is with me. Is Jan Blundell online? Jan Blundell online? You're very welcome, Danny, my darling. I love to help. Candice. Ah, it's Candice. Candice Sharelle Nell. Candice Sharelle Nell. Is she online? Is there a way? Is that in... I don't know if that... I'm going to press the button. No, that's for friends only. I pressed the button. Scare myself to death. This lady, Candice Sharelle Nell, has sent me a photograph. And I want to read for her. She's not even in this country. And she's just said she couldn't find it anywhere. So I don't think she can find my video. But, oh, do you know what? Hang on. I don't know if this will work. If I just go on my page, or somebody can do it for me. Candice Sharelle Nell. It's a great name. Hi, Amy. I wonder if I can go to my own live video and put her name on and see if she will come on. Do you think that'll work? Is there any live feed text out there? Let me just all bear with me 1 second while my laptop loads this, because I don't know if it's going to work or not. Right, hold on. And then if I can put her name on, the poor girl, it might bring her up. Why does it always run slow? Right, let me just ask. I've got Candice Sharelle Nell and Nicolee Love. Are they with me at all? Those two people. Oh, here you go. Happening now. Now that's freaky. Now that's freaky because I'm watching myself. That's freaky. Let me see if I can put a message on there. God, I'm huge on the screen, aren't I? You can probably see my non-tonsil when I'm laughing. It's just loading because I need Candice Sharelle Nell and I need Nicolee Love. Now, do I press watch video? See, I don't even know. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I don't think I am. I'm trying. It is loading. So for the other lady that asked, Teresa, darling, I'm very well. What I need you to do is send a photograph of you passed over loved one, Teresa, to the Psychic Clairvoyant page inbox. And then I'll be able to do a live read for you next week. This isn't loading on my laptop. It's hilarious. And it's a shame because that girl's gone to my inbox to say I can't find your video. If she just looked on the page, she'd be able to find the video. That's really upsetting, isn't it? Now, there was one of the person, I'm just scanning down the messages here. Raza to send me a photograph as well. Right, that's not loading. Let me just go back. So listen, people. Not everybody's turned up for their readings. Not everybody has sent their photographs in. So all I can say is really, for those that are still with me, if you want a reading, you need to send a photograph of your passed over loved one to my Psychic Clairvoyant page. That's how you're watching this. To my inbox, and just send a photograph the right way up, preferably, so that I can then read for you on a live feed. My computer said poo completely and won't even go back, which is most annoying. Can I send a pic of my mum and granddad for next week? Yes, please do. Do send them. Oh, your mum. I love your mum. I don't even know her, but I love your mum. So I don't know why. You see, I'm watching this on my laptop and I can't, well done, Teresa, thank you. I can't understand why the comments aren't coming up, so I can't write this thing. Can somebody write in the comments? Can somebody write Candice, Candice, Nicole, fabulous. Sharel, Charrel, Nell, Nel. Those are 3 words. Candice, Sharel, Nell. And if you can, somebody type that in and maybe the girl will see it. You know how it pings up. Now, Nicola. Yes, Nicola Love. Well, let me just jump into my photographs and get you, because I believe you are an incredibly interesting read. As soon as I saw your photograph, just bear with me while my inbox loads. Shouldn't mess with the laptop really while I'm doing this. Candice Sharrel, Charrel. Yeah, Nell. And see if she pops up. Thank you, Lynn and Nicola. Right. Let me get to Nicola. Where are you, by the way, Nicola? And am I saying your name correct? Lord above, this is going slow, isn't it? Who am I with? Right, just hold on a little minute. Now, let me scoot down for Nicola. The US. You're saying, unfortunately, do you know what though? I love the United States. Whereabouts are you, darling? I love the United States. I love more coffee for you, ma'am. I love that. Right now, your photograph. Incredibly interesting. I wasn't quite sure whether this was your dad or your brother. If you can just let me know and keep typing to me while I'm talking to you, Nicola. I'm taking it's the grown-up in the photograph that I'm reading for. The grown-up man, not the child. Brother. Okay. Now, and it's the grown-up man, not the child. Can I just say, I feel incredibly sporty. This guy, or that sporty might translate to masses of energy. And it's like I can go and not run out of energy. I don't know if this is when we're younger, but I actually feel this man died quite suddenly and before his time. Do you understand that, sweetheart? Could that look like I've got a wig on because I've got hairspray? Can I do it? Move all my fringe at the same time? That's hilarious. I feel like this gentleman passed before his time and quite suddenly with it, and it's making me frown, so I'm not really liking what happened here. Do you know what? I just gotta say, I just feel like this man has I want to say a congregation around him. And that just, I think that just means many people that really looked up to and loved this man. Do you understand that, darling? And he sort of got there purely by accident, to be fair, because although and I can see he's a big guy, you know, and although he's a big guy, he's got this gentleness about him, this very loving, quiet, gentle side to him. Do you understand all of that? Because this is something he's bringing for you. And oh, he's making me goose and jump all over the place. And I want to call you Nick, by the way. Does he call you Nick? Because I don't feel like he calls you Nicolee. I feel like he's got a shorter name for you somewhere along the line, or a different name. But I got to say to you, if I extended my arms on his behalf, you can't see like this, his arms are massively long. He's got really long arms. And consequently, when this guy hugs you, you know you've been hugged. It is like everything. Oh my God, that's why I want to call you a different name. Let me just tell you then, Tori, when I'm reading, if this is the first time that you've come across me, I mean, you probably saw the other video, Spirit always steps into my left and I feel what Spirit says. And I translate that into our language, and they goose me. They make my arm goose. I mean, it doesn't matter what the temperature is. It's a really hot day here, but it still makes me goose. And sometimes the energy is so big, it makes me jip, which is what I was just doing with you. So while I'm reading for you and I'm feeling what he's saying, you have to allow for it. It's like being a Russian English interpreter when I can't speak Russian 100%. So I'm describing what I'm feeling, and thank God you're getting it all. I love the fact that he's told me that he called you by a different name, because that's a nice piece of evidence. Now listen, I just want to tell you, I always ask Spirit how they pass. And this guy is making me feel like I can't breathe. And I don't know whether he's got something with his lungs here. But it's like heart chest region. And I feel like I'm almost struggling. Do you understand that? Unless this guy had asthma or something. Do you understand that? As to why I'm a bit gaspy. Because he's bringing that in. Has he got animals? Did he have animals? Because he's bringing me animals. I don't quite know what kind of... Oh, fuck. Yep, that would make me gasp. Okay. Now, when you say he was stabbed, can I ask, was he jumped? Do you understand that term? Because it's almost like I feel like he was trying to settle something here, not settle something as in a beef, if that's what you call it. He was almost like trying to get in to two other people and calm it. He was like to calm it, is because that is his nature. You know, he doesn't want that anxiety around him. And I feel that he got stabbed to prove a point from somebody else. That's really pissed me off, because it wasn't him really that should have got stabbed. When I say should have got stabbed, it wasn't kind of aimed for him originally. Do you understand that? Man, I feel like I'm lying on the floor. Am I lying on the floor? I feel like I'm on the floor. I think I'm outside, to be fair with you. And I think the worst part of this is as well, can I just say, he's making me feel like I was left. Do you understand that? I hope you're okay, Tori. Okay, I'm glad about that. I tell you what, I just feel that there you've got in your household and in your family and regarding this whole his whole death, that you've never had closure because you've never had the answer as to actually what happened. And he's bringing that in, but I need to say, yes, left at the hospital because the sheriff's waited hours. Oh God, it drives you nuts, man. It drives you nuts. So that was the feeling of him being alone because he was left alone at the hospital. The thing is here, he got caught up in something that he shouldn't have been in. And I want to tell you that he has a friend that I feel that you still see or talk to, oh God forbid I say this, that knows more than he is telling you. And he thinks he's kind of protecting you or something, because he doesn't realise that you need the full 9 yards so that you can get the closure you need. Some people think if they don't tell us the nuts and bolts of what's happened because they don't want to upset us, that we'll come to terms. But we won't come to terms because we want the nuts and bolts. We want every minute moment of that time. But if you've got a lawsuit, I'm telling you now, if you've got a lawsuit, there's one thing you've got to do, and he's goosing me all over. You've got to stay calm. You've got to stay calm. I cannot say this enough. Calm will win the day. Hysteria will get you nowhere, because I'm telling you, Tori, you're going to be judged on your attitude towards what's going on. Now, does this man have a woman, girlfriend, wife, living partner or something? Because I've got to tell you, the hysteria is coming from that direction. I feel like the hysteria is coming from out the house, out of his house, not your house, if you understand what I'm saying. So you all have to stay calm. He had a baby mom, and she is God forbid I say it so bluntly, Tori, I'm a very blunt woman. She is the hysteria in the whole proceedings. They were split up, were they? Him and his baby mum, were they split up? Because this plot's just getting thicker. Was him and her, your brother and his baby mum not together? They're not together. Right. Calmness is the key. Every single detail, don't miss one little detail, is key in this. And I'm quite sure, please God, you've got representatives, I hope, looking after you here. Because there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. And I tell you now, I feel like there's information that is being withheld. And this is almost like video where you'd get it on CCTV or something. I feel like something's being withheld from you. Don't take me to court with you on saying this, for God's sake, Tori. But you need to find that minuscule piece of information because it will sort of tie it all up. The person that knows your brother, that was either there or around there or knows more information about it, you need to try and pry it out of him. God knows how, because he has key information on this. Darling, does July mean anything to you? July, either last July, this July coming up, Tori? July seems important. If you can let me know. Just while I'm waiting for you to tell me that, Tori. Molly, darling, you need to send photographs of your uncle, and let me know. And the same for oh, I've just missed a name, Angie. Send photographs to me, please. Okay. Tori, okay for that, yes. So listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep your photograph, Tori, and what I will say to you is this. I know there's a time difference, so I thank you for literally entrusting me with this, because this is a major thing for you and your family. What I'm going to say is I'm going to keep the photograph. You know where I am. I am a message away, okay? Because I would like you to keep me posted on what happens with this. And maybe if I get anything else, or there's anything you want to ask me, we can perhaps do... Where's the guy that knows? In the car with him. You see, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm feeling, Tori, that I feel like they took him, your brother, put him in a car or a vehicle or a taxi or whatever, took him to the hospital and left him there. All of them left him, is how they make me feel. That's why he was making me feel like I'm on my own. You've got you're on my page. You know how to message me, Tori. So keep me posted. If anything you want to ask me, send me the question, and maybe we can have a private video link across Messenger or something. I'd be very up with that, because I really feel your pain, the unanswered questions. And what's most aggravating for me about this is that really what went on wasn't what your brother was about. He feels like the peacemaker to me all the time. So I don't know how the fuck he got into that whole situation. So darling, I'm going to love and leave you with that. I've loved reading for you. Thank you so much for letting me, because that's a massive thing you're going through there. So thank you so much, and take care, darling, take care, and sleep is very important. Please get some sleep. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what a note to end on. Do you know, it just happens, doesn't it, sometimes, that somebody will come to me with such an amazing, I'm not going to say story, because it's a life events, just such an amazing event that's happened, and to try and get through that, I can't even begin to think what that must be like to endure, because we're all going through such a lot. I'm loving all those hearts. Thank you. So, you know, we just all got to count our blessings here, because look at us just sitting here online happy as Larry, and there's people that just aren't. So I'm winding up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with me. Next Saturday, 1:30. What is next Saturday? Hang on, I'm over here for my diary now. Saturday the 6th of June, 1:30. Send me photographs. Tell your friends if they want a reading. Send me a photograph on the Psychic Clairvoyant page, and I will get round to reading for you. Enjoy your weekends, everybody, and as I always say, be nice. It costs nothing to be nice. Thanks ever so much for joining, everybody. Love and leave you. Mwah. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.